If you're a fan of this channel, then you've either played or at least watched someone play Batman Arkham Origins, widely regarded as the most split Batman Arkham game, though fans have since come around to liking the game, and for good reason. The game is overall pretty good, has excellent voice acting and an incredible atmosphere, terrific boss fights, and more. But it also has a number of problems, big and small, the main of this video being that the story is practically all over the place, going from Black Mask and the Assassin storyline to a classic Joker story, and also having, the corrupt police force hunt you down, and having the game build up Batman as a character. None of it is bad per se, but it can definitely be a lot. Here's the thing, this video isn't about Arkham Origins, or at least the main game. Cold Heart is a DLC that released about 5 months after the base game and is somehow better in so many aspects, and I'm here to open your eyes on that and to also break it down. Cold Heart is a DLC that mostly follows the episode of Batman the Animated Series, Heart of Ice, where Mr. Freeze goes after GothCorp CEO Ferris Boyle, but we don't necessarily know why in this version until later. Despite being based off that episode, it still takes its own path and paves itself out as more than just a cheap yet playable copy of Heart of Ice. It all takes place on New Year's, where we see Ferris Boyle accepting the Humanitarian of the Year award right before Mr. Freeze barges in through a wall looking for him. With armed goons aplenty, we need to get down to the Batcave, don the Batsuit, and rescue the hostages as we try to save Ferris. Also while Wayne Manor's on fire. While flying to Gotham, Batman is furious, unable to fathom why anyone would go after someone as good a person as Ferris Boyle. Already, this game has established the major parties that will be important to this story. Without wanting to break down the full story though, we follow a lead that takes us all the way to GothCorp, where we not only find Penguin and Mr. Freeze having a shootout over Ferris Boyle, but also start to hear that Ferris himself might be making weapons, which is odd to hear about a humanitarian calling their corporation the People Company. Then again, the people of Gotham could use some firearms. After Batman interrupts the shootout, Freeze does what he does best and freezes everyone in the room and steals Boyle, claiming to Batman, "Threats are meaningless to a man who has lost everything," which shows that there might be a little more to this than we believe. We now head back to the My Alibi nightclub from the base game and retrieve the cryo drill. But instead of getting the cryo drill, we get the most badass winter suit ever conceived.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
We now head into Gotham, assemble the cryo drill, and now need the fluid for it. So what do? We head back to GothCorp, and this is where everything falls into place. We find a weapons testing lab and 2 dead guards. One frozen in place, and the other dead of heat stroke. But he oddly looks just like Mr. Freeze, the same blue skin. After a very well played out detective sequence, we find out really just what happened here. Mr. Freeze, also known as Victor Freeze, was trying to save his wife from an incurable condition known as Huntington's chorea. Though he was promised help from Ferris, Ferris seems to have changed his mind, and during a scuffle causes an explosion that freezes a guard and makes the other guard and Victor himself unable to leave a sub-zero environment, with Boyle narrowly escaping like the roach that he is. All the rage, all the hatred that we see from Freeze throughout this whole story so far, the icy, cold, emotionless beast that we see, is just a desperate man who wants to save his wife. Despite this, we still have to go after him. We know his reasoning. We know why he's doing this, but his actions can't be argued, and we need to stop him. And that is where we get this cutscene. Play the cutscene, by the way.
Victor, you have to let him go.
I'm taking my wife. You can't stop me.
I know the truth, and so will the police. Boyle will face judgment for his crimes.
It was an accident. You don't know what you're talking about. What? Nothing matters. Do you understand? Nothing but my Nora.
You've endangered lives all over this city. Nora would never have wanted this.
No. What she wants is to live a long life in the warmth of the sun. Her hand in mine. And because of him, she'll only feel the icy touch of a man whose emotions run as cold as the blood in his veins.
And now, we have to fight Freeze. And I gotta say, this boss fight is actually really good. We destroy 3 generators, and that causes Mr. Freeze to freeze the room and finally face us. Not necessarily one-on-one, but just to fight us, you know? And during this fight, we get to use the environment to our advantage to take down Freeze, dropping ice formations from the roof and bashing through frozen walls, all to whittle his health lower and lower. But before we hit 0, something happens. Nora's cryo chamber starts to fail, and Freeze freezes the entire room and rushes to help her. Batman, having narrowly avoided being frozen himself, sneaks under Freeze to take him down. Suddenly, Boyle, somehow having escaped the cryo chamber that Freeze threw him in earlier, appears and thanks Batman, and tries to shoot Mr. Freeze with a freeze gun. There's a lot of freezing in this. But Batman pushes him out of the way and saves him. While on the ground, Victor pleads with Boyle to save Nora's life. But he doesn't, instead tearing a piece from Victor's suit and beating him with it, slowly whittling his health as we were. Batman has a new goal: stop Ferris Boyle. Batman, slowly but surely, breaks free of the ice formation that he is in and takes down Ferris before he can kill Victor. Batman then stabilizes Nora's cryo chamber and saves Victor's life. With the final moments of the DLC, Victor reaches out his hand to his beloved and speaks her name, ending the story. If you remember earlier, I talked about how the main game had a lot of problems with its story being all over the place, but this DLC took its one story and stuck to it. But it isn't just that. The atmosphere, the lighting, all looks and feels so much better. The orange sky in Gotham just has this look that makes it much better than the base game. It's much more pleasing than the base game. Another thing is the gameplay. You not only have the icy environment to use at your disposal, but also you get the thermal gloves and thermal batarangs, all to use on the thugs of Gotham. As for post-game, there's even police officers you can rescue from ice, anarchists that you can stop from setting off bombs, making you feel like you're actually helping Gotham more and more after the events of the base game. Now sure, there's only one boss fight and not too much for an end game, but it only needs that one boss fight, not just for the satisfaction of taking down Freeze, but also showing that despite his intentions generally being good, Victor still needs to be stopped. One final thing, this DLC does an amazing job building up Mr. Freeze for the rest of the series. We just see how angry he really is in his early years, frustrated with his condition and his wife's condition. But all this eventually builds up to him becoming more like an ally to Batman by the time we come around to Night, which honestly, when played out all sequentially, is such a beautiful story being told. And that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think of this DLC and if you agree with me or not. If not, that's fine. Anyways, that's it from me, and I will see you all in the next video.